And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for night one of the Disc Jockey News 12 Days of Christmas drawing, and I'm joined tonight by MJ and Ron Ruth. Good evening, guys.
Hey, very excited.
I am. We've got 12 awesome prizes we're going to be giving away over the next 14 nights. Now, I know initially we said 12 over 12, but Saturday nights, people are busy working, and my wife said that she actually wants to see me some evening about 8 o'clock this week, so 12 and 14. Yeah, that's still pretty good, isn't it? 12 and 4. We're hitting like 90% of them, aren't we?
Is that how many more children you're going to have?
Shh. Quiet now. Quiet.
I just made a joke recently that I'm going to give John an abacus / calculator app for Christmas so he can keep track of his kids.
There you go.
For those of you out there joining us tonight, welcome. Thank you. We're going to be doing the drawing tonight. I want to see where's our numbers. We haven't gotten a number to pop up yet. We're going to do the drawing this evening, and then we're going to talk a little bit. We've got a couple of topics we want to hit here this evening, so that way you're not just coming in for a 5-minute thing. We're going to do the drawing so you can see that. But then we're going to chat a little bit, and we had a couple of topics. So we're going to carry one of them. We're going to carry over from last night because we had some interesting discussion on that one. I wanted to continue that a little bit. So I'm just getting all the windows set here because I've got a lot of things going back and forth.
Got 3 or 4 things open myself here.
Yeah.
I'm a minimalist. I only have the one thing.
I have chats going on this side. I have you guys going on in the center. I have the list of our giveaways there and the Facebook chat that I'm talking with someone there too. So, and the phone. So
So you've got all the bases covered here. All the bases covered.
It's crazy. The only thing I don't have on is a TV watching sports or something.
We had that. We had that during a baseball game. Mike Walter
You mean sports?
Oh, World Series. Yeah, thanks for rubbing that in. Thanks for that. So before we go too much farther, we want to give a little bit of love to our sponsors. Now, those of you who are watching and have signed up, please, if you go to a convention or see the sponsors, please show them some love and say, hey, thanks for sponsoring this. Because this is something we're thinking we can do every year and make it bigger and better each year with just really making it a cool time of the year to put something under your Christmas tree and get people excited and, again, show the sponsors a little love. So we're going to show you guys. We're going to run through the commercial quick, and we'll be right back and get into tonight's drawing.
Disc Jockey News is celebrating the 12 days of Christmas with 12 amazing prizes you could win. Prizes include 10 free stock digital Gobos from Projectorgram, 6 months online music download service from Top Hits USA, an Ultra Pin Spot light and remote from Eternal Lighting, an illuminated DJ facade from Omni Systems, an Easy Pin Pack Spotlight package from Chavez DJ, a Mega Tripar Plus Pack uplighting package from ADJ, 12 months online music download service from Prime Cuts, an iPad Mini 4 from DJ Event Planner, an MC4000 DJ controller from Denon DJ, 15 specialty video DVDs or drag and drop discs from Promo Only, 2 Laser Blade Gs and 2 Little Gs from Blizzard Lighting, and 2 EV EKX12 tops, plus a free pass to hear EV live at Mobile Beat Las Vegas 2016. To sign up, stop by DiscJockeyNews.com 12 days, and all prizes will be delivered in time for Christmas to be put under the tree. Best of luck, everyone.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was our sponsors for the 12 days of Christmas. And again, show them some love. Go to their Facebook page. Say, hey, thanks for sponsoring the 12 days, because they've the ones who put these products out there and have helped get the word out there and really have made this promotion one of the most successful ones we've done here at the Disc Jockey News. So our first item tonight, MJ, give us tonight's drawing product. What do we have?
This is a pretty cool one. It's not something that I personally ever get the chance to deal with very often. It's a rare. But for those of you who do a lot of weddings with a lot of monograms and everything like that, this is perfect for you. And if you win this, it is going to be great. You are getting 10 free stock digital Gobos from Projectorgram.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
And of course, with Projectorgram Gobos, what they're a digital file that you put in, and then you do your thing, and it's really artwork done by people who know how to do artwork. Not like MJ and I doing artwork.
I do pretty decent artwork.
Yeah, you do. Okay, it's not like Ron and I doing artwork.
If you want to see some of their products, just go to their site, and I believe it is projectorgram.com, and they really have some really amazing just stuff they've done.
Yeah, exactly. And you can check that out. We've got the link down in the description below so you guys can check that out. So just before the show, I went and pulled the list. So I'm going to go through and do the randomizing of a number, and I think everything should hold here.
I should have some music. Dun,
Dun,
dun, dun, dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun.
That's the best. Okay, because Ron was talking about the World Series Hattie has on, and that was the
We need a base.
that's a baseball thing here in the city. They do that all the time at the Pirates games.
Okay.
And maybe everybody does it all across all of them. I don't know.
Number 743 is the number. So now we cross-reference that with the list.
Somebody said, I don't own a projector. This would be a good reason to buy one if you
This
want it.
would be.
It would be.
Okay.
And someone else said you need one. Yes.
I have one for sale. Okay, our winner, we've got from Two Rivers, Wisconsin, Mike Rakovsky, I believe it is.
Feel free to spell it.
Rakovszky. Rakovszky. Mike is the winner of the 10 Projectorgram Gobos.
Yay!
Yay! Mike from Two Rivers, Wisconsin. He's actually not too far from us. I mean, he's just across the border and a little bit more. But yeah, not too far from the headquarters. So, Mike, what we're going to do is we're going to get your information over to the guys at Projectogram, and they'll be in contact with you and get you all hooked up here. So thank you for entering, and congratulations on being our first winner of our 12 Days of Christmas. Now, let's go through the remaining nights. Now, if you guys have signed up once, I mean, someone asked, can I sign up again? Well, the system is going to boot your second email out if it's the same email. It will do that. That's all I'm going to say about signing up twice.
Oh, man.
You see, Ron can't read between lines, can he?
I get booted enough, so I won't even notice that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, we are doing a music subscription, a 6-month music subscription from Top Hits USA. Now, for those of you who don't get a music subscription, Top Hits USA is one of the few companies in the DJ industry that provides legal music for mobile DJs to go out and perform with each and every week. And what's really cool about Top Hits is that their music, they've got the clean edits that you can use if you're doing teen dances and different things. They've been one of the staples in the industry for a long time, and they're going to be doing 6 months of online download service, which makes it so convenient that you can click, boom, I've got my songs, and I'm good for the weekend. What's after that, MJ? You do the next one.
We have an Ultra Pin Spot light and remote from Eternal Lighting. And if you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, we've got, of course, the pictures. If you go to the 12 days, well, heck, that video just showed you most of that. I think
it just showed you, yeah.
Yes, and we've got the thumbnail. So that's going to be on, let's see, that would be Thursday night. Then Friday night, I believe it will be, or the next item, the next night will be from OmniSystem, an illuminated DJ facade. So you've got your LED lights, you've got your facade, and it's all working together to give you this really cool wave and different patterns. It's a very cool thing from OmniSystem, and that will be night number 4. Next one.
That's the night I want to win.
Yeah, it is. It's a cool looking thing. I've seen Kate and I have different trade shows and such. She's shown, we've taken it apart and looked at it a little bit. For a mobile DJ, it's one of the better facade options out there. There's some that are really, really cool and really, really expensive, but this one is a nice, solid. It does a nice job and it looks really nice with the lighting, and I like that touch. What do we have next, MJ?
After the facade, we have an Easy Pin Pack Spot lighting package from Chauvet DJ, or as John says, Chauvet.
Chauvet.
So I'm not sure how it's pronounced. One day I think we need to do a show on proper pronunciations of all these brands.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do that right after we do the Croaky special.
There you go.
The Pin Spot, which was a huge, huge hit at Mobile Beat Las Vegas when that was brought out, and it's still, that was a year and a half ago, and it's still been a really hot item. So that'll be our night number 5. Night 6, which will be actually, I think, next Monday night. Is it next Monday night? Anyway, night 6 is from ADJ. It's the Mega Tripar Profile Plus Pack system, which is 4 uplights or 4 can lights, but they're LED can lights. Very bright, very nice color mixing, and you get a pack of 4 in the bag, ready to go. You can use them for uplighting if you need to. You can put them up on trees if you want to, use them for dance floor, whatever you want to do, but it's a whole kit of those, which is really kind of cool.
With cords.
With cords. It's ready to roll. Ready to roll right there.
And also, just to clarify so everybody knows, John, it is, what is it, Saturdays or Sundays that we're not drawing on,
Yep.
just so they know.
Yep, Saturday we're going to be taking Saturday off.
Yeah, so it's not going to be the 1st to the 12th because we're not doing it on Saturdays. So just so you know.
We're skipping the 5th and the what is it? It must be 5th and 12th, yeah.
That would be the 5th and 12th.
Yeah. What do we have next?
After what? Why are you laughing, Ron? Please,
Because we can't tell. We're calendar deficient. That's what
I
he's.
just feel like I'm eye candy.
You are.
I wish I were like Vanna White and had the product. So I could,
what would you like to say?
Okay, Ron, look at the list. You've got the list
you
there.
told me I didn't have to have the list in front of me. So.
You can do one of the last ones. You pick 10, 11 or 12 and you can do one of those and
the list, Ron?
I don't have access to have the list.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll send him via the chat. Go ahead and take the next one, John. I'll send him the...
Okay, so then we hit 80. Next is Prime Cuts. Prime Cuts is doing a 12-month online download service with their music, which of course Prime Cuts is the TM Century and with that family of, which is another one of the companies that have provided a lot of music for the radio stations for years. Another great source, legal music, clean edits for the DJs who want to get in and get there. It's a place you can go and really be confident that you're spending your money with someone who is doing it right for the industry. Because we've got some great sponsors in the music industry, and Prime Cuts definitely one of them. Let's see. Next, DJ Event Planner. DJ Event Planner is going to be giving away an iPad Mini 4, one of the new iPad Minis. If you haven't seen those are really awesome with all the new, the upgraded whatever the gizmos are in there, that the new processors and awesome.
I'm watching actually a company that I watch online a lot is now developing those to be put in a car. So you no longer have a radio, you just have an amp that runs the speakers and it picks up the signal from the iPad Mini and you get your 3G signal of the iPad Mini and it's everything. It's your music, it's your phone, it's everything. That's the future of how cool that could be.
That would be very cool. That would be very, very neat.
I have no idea why I brought that up.
Yeah.
I read today the new iPhone is not even going to have an earphone jack in it.
We talked about that last night, and it didn't make any sense to me at first, and then I realized that half the time I do Bluetooth. Yeah. Like today, I was out all day today doing stuff, and I was Bluetooth the whole day, so I'm an idiot.
Yeah, we'll be doing the drawings on... we won't be doing the drawing Saturday night. It'll be Sunday night, Sunday through Fridays. Let's see. Okay, so we're up to number 9. MJ, you've been playing with an MC4000.
This one, yes. I actually have it in my house right now. I haven't got to run it through heavy tests because this is, with Thanksgiving, it's been a week. But I posted a couple pictures online of it, and Denon and a bunch of other people are retweeting it and sending it out. So I'm feeling very pressured to do a review, but it still is a great little product. I kind of describe it as the first tier of a professional DJ controller, and that is the Denon MC4000. It's brand new. They just showed it. They allowed people to have hands-on for the first time back at the DJ Expo in Atlantic City. So that's a very good prize right there. The brand new MC4000 by Denon.
Ron, which one were you going to take now of the last 3?
He didn't send me the list, so I'm going to...
You have to hit the chat thing at the bottom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, in the bottom of our window.
Take the little mousey thing down there, make the pointy thing, look at the chat. And when you click on it, I'm sorry.
You guys go.
Okay.
Go waste time on me.
Jerk.
10.
I'm a jerk.
Number 10.
Wait a minute. Wait. On day 13, I'll talk about day 13. Go
Okay,
ahead.
you're on it then.
I got it.
10, promo only. Promo only is one of the services, another music service in the industry. But what promo only really does, not only the music side of it well, but they have got the video side of it. The video side with the classics, with the hits from all of the years coming right up to modern day, and you can get it all delivered to you in a digital format. This particular, we're going to be giving away, 15 DVDs? Is that what it was? MJ?
15 specialty video DVDs or the drag and drop discs, which mean that's a digital version of that from promo only.
Yeah. Yep. So we've got...
that's a lot of songs and videos, specifically videos that gets a little expensive.
Yeah, exactly. This is a great prize here. If you aren't into video, it's going to be 15 will almost be able to allow you to get into music video. And if you are, you're going to be able to really fill in that back library with a lot of great stuff because their specialty discs are... the library the stuff that, from 2005, 6, 4, 3, every year they've got the best of. So it's good stuff. Number 11, MJ, then take that one.
This one is unique because you get two lights. You get four lights. I'm sorry, I apologize. Four lights. You get two laser blade Gs and two little Gs from Blizzard Lighting.
Great little lights. We've
They
seen
are,
these.
yes, go ahead.
We saw these at Expo. Wasn't it at Expo where they had those, MJ?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I think they had. That's where the laser blade was first introduced, and
Because the mini kind of impressed me, or the little as they call it, little G. Because I was like, wow, that's tiny and powerful.
yeah, great stuff. And then on our last night, we're going to be doing this on a Monday night. This will be the 14th, December 14th. We're going to be giving away two of the Electro Voice EKX 12P speakers, the tops. The new EKX series is a great series of speakers. We'll be doing that Monday night. If you guys haven't seen some of the videos on our EKX, you need to check those out on our YouTube channel. Great sound. I've used those myself. I have a pair right over there. I love the little guys. And what's really kind of cool is not only will you get the speakers, but you're also going to get a free pass to Mobile Beat where you're going to get to come down and hear the whole family of EV speakers because they have them there. They do sound for the Mobile Beat show. And you'll get to come down there and sit in the front row and listen to them as it blast your no, they don't do that, but they are really, really awesome. Good stuff. And
that's the only way to really hear them is in the shows. They get away in a room by themselves, and you can kind of get a best ear than you can even going to like a local guitar center and having people talking and doing all that. You get a really good chance to hear them there.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. So if you guys aren't signed up, please do. If you are signed up, thank you very much. We'd ask you also, if you could, to share that link for the sign up, which is discjockeynews.com/1212days. Share that on your Facebook pages for us, because part of this is the email list that we're building, and that's the sponsors. They like to see that list grow also. So the more people we can have on that, and the more people we can have signed up and such, is something that the sponsors will then be more interested in helping do this again next year. So please share, and we'll wish you luck for tomorrow night. But we want to jump into a couple of topics. And Ron, we mentioned this one to you earlier. Is last night MJ brought up the idea that albums he thought were dead. And MJ, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
They're dead to me.
So MJ, open it up again like you did last night. And,
all right, simple as this is that, from my point of view, I'm not a young person. You know, trust me, I'm a lot older than I look, but I move along. No, seriously, like nobody ever guesses my age even close. But I haven't touched an album like in the sense of buying a collection of songs in probably 15 years. And even before that, and that was one of the things that I want to talk about, I was the person that bought the CD singles or the maxi singles or the single cassettes. I never, ever bought albums, rarely. And to me, it's just common sense. You buy what you like. You hear a song you like, especially with the digital age today. You can go online, listen to an artist's entire album and go, I like this song, this song, this song, and this song, and pick it. Because there are stuff that's in my phone right now that there's an artist that I liked every song on the album, but like one or two. I literally pulled those two songs out. So when I listen to their album on the phone, those two songs I don't like aren't on there. And that's
wait a minute. You buy the album and then you pull the two songs you don't like. So you're still buying the album.
That was before. That was way before. Like, there's certain people. Let's do an example. Again, you're going to call me a nerd here. Sade. Okay. I like her stuff, and I use it to, when I'm done DJing, to come down off of that madness in the club. It's my chill out, drive home stuff. But there was one song on the album that I didn't like, so I pulled it. But there are other albums that the other way around that I listen to the whole album and I go, I only want one song. And that's why I thought the albums are dead, because you can make that choice. You don't have to have the artist shove songs down your throat you don't want. And I know that's a terrible thing to say, because I used to be a person who performed. I put out 11 albums myself way back in the days when I was a young man. So I understand the importance of selling the albums. And I know the whole, the science behind that. You have to have 11 songs is the primary amount that you can make the most significant amount of money without with the least amount of investment into the record and all that kind of stuff. I understand all of that, but with the digital age, I thought albums were done. I kind of thought it was, it was like, just jump on, you do a song yourself and then spend the next 2 years jumping on somebody else's track and then put out another song and then just jump on everybody else's track, like, Pitbull, stuff like that. Pitbull doesn't need to put out an album. He just has to jump on everybody else's track.
Exactly. He's on.
I think that's the way it is for a lot of them. I mean, they just kind of all do each other's stuff.
It's if they're on the same record label, they're helping each other out.
I tend to agree with you. I mean, I think that I've still occasionally. Well, first off, I love soundtracks. So when I buy a soundtrack, I'll buy the whole album and I listen to the whole thing. Usually Broadway type soundtracks. But when it comes to just regular albums or CDs, sometimes it's cheaper to go ahead and just pay for the whole thing than it is to pick and choose. So why not just go ahead and download it? As a matter of fact, I mean, like right now, with the holidays coming, I think I was looking back through my library just to kind of get ready for my holiday parties this weekend, and I had like the whole album of Michael Bublé Christmas and variety of artists. But those are specific to an occasion. It's not something that I would typically do just to buy music online. I'm kind of like you. I'll just buy a song or two off the album that I want.
I can tell you the last two albums I bought, and now that you just said that, you talk about collections, is that I bought, and I don't even remember the name of it. The collection was Michael Jackson, everything he had. I bought Prince, what they call the B-sides. The A-side and B-side was a two disc set of everything was his, and the Madonna's Immaculate Conception collection. And it's basically everything they put out. So those three I did get.
Well, I think, yeah, and I have those too. Michael Jackson's History. I have the Beatles one. I've got, I actually still have all those on CD. I had a garage sale this summer, and there were certain CDs I pulled that I did not want to sell. Those were a couple of them. I mean, for the most part, I got rid of all my CDs except for those, for a very, very few, a handful of CDs. But yeah, I think you're right. But when we were younger, though, I mean, you weren't really given a choice back in the day when you had to go into a store and just buy. I was like you. I remember going into back when there was still the little mom and pop music stores where you could buy single cassettes. You could buy. I remember when I first started my business, I was buying everything on 45. I'd go in and I'd buy a 45, and you could. I think it was Goody Records. You could buy like 3 45s for $1.
Yep.
Or something like that. So I always made it a point. I had to go in and get 3. Otherwise, it cost $1.50 to buy those. To buy 2. So that's how I built my library. That's how I started building my library.
But even going back farther than that, Ron, when we were growing up and we were young, and this is what I was talking with MJ last night.
Back when we used to chisel the songs into
back when I had to crank the record player to get it to go.
Oh, come on now.
That's a real DJ right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was a kid,
megaphone on the top of it so you can hear.
Somebody said Sam Goody Records. No, we got to go NRM.
If you broke the needle, you just took like a tack and you cut the tip off of it and stuck it in there, and it still played the record. It sounded just great.
I didn't do that. I did the pennies. You have to have the pennies.
Yeah,
the top. You had to hold down the arm.
Yeah, I always had to have coins. Yeah, I had to have coins to do that.
Yep, big old in the corner thing that Grandma and Grandpa had playing those. Yeah.
If there's anybody, how far back do you want to go, John?
Well, where I went with last night with this is the whole concept of albums. When I was a kid, my very first album that I was given, and I was probably, oh goodness, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, whatever it was a Sesame Street sing-along album. And this was just when Sesame Street started. And it was the coolest thing because it was a sing-along song that told the story of Ernie and Bert and Bert was taking a bath, and Ernie comes busting in, brings his piano in. And as a kid, I just really was learning to appreciate this progression of this song, and a character's coming in and out, and the whole. So I was thinking, it's like my kids will never experience that.
There's so many things I can say right there.
Yeah,
your serious level of about telling the story of a
oh my God,
it's beautiful to me. It's the beauty of it.
He's in the bathtub and he comes in.
Yeah, Ernie comes in, and it just ticked me off because I knew at that age I hated it when my sister would come in and barge in when I was in the bathtub. So there was some anger issues for a while of that.
Hey Bert, let's make an album.
Yep. You're naked. Let's play the piano together.
Let's see a song. But I'm partially laughing because we talked about first records. My first record was C is for Cookie on 45.
Yep. I remember.
That's scary.
Oh my God.
Go for it, Ron. What is it?
Oh God. Well, I don't remember the first record I bought. I think I remember the first record I bought, but let's go back a little bit further because I had two older sisters, and in our house we had 78s.
Yes.
Lots of 78s. I mean, tons. And it's funny because eons ago, actually, I was probably in my early 20s. I gave all these 78s to a friend of mine that had a farm, and he loved to target practice. So I gave him all these 78s to use as target practice. And now I'm like, why?
Wow. Were they the Slate 78s?
Do what?
Were they the Slate 78s?
I couldn't tell you. I just remember they were heavy. They were really, really heavy.
If they break really, really easy, that was the Slate 78s.
No, they didn't break that easy.
Yeah, I have a few of those that are, we're talking like early Roy Rogers era. I have them up there and stuff. Like really, they call them Slate 78s because they're made out of a type of slate. They're not the vinyl plastic that bends a little bit. So.
Right, but Pat, I can remember like Pat Boone was on 78.
Yep.
I mean, but the first albums that I bought, when I was a kid in middle school, I played trumpet, and I played a lot, and I was in the band, and I really enjoyed playing trumpet. And so some of my idols, my very first idol was Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass.
Yep.
So I remember buying the very first Herb Alpert album, which I think was Whipped Cream, which was a very seductive, if you remember the album cover, because it had this chick and she was covered in whipped cream. And I played that thing to death playing behind it. I would play it and play my trumpet along with it. And I played every song. And then, of course, went from that to Chicago. I would do the same thing with Chicago, Vehicle. Any band that had a horn section, I would buy those albums and play along with them. And those were my earliest memories. Oh, and comedy albums.
You fan of Tito Puente? It was a nice horn section there.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah.
I play it every Cinco de Mayo, so he's my choice between him and Carlos Santana. I fight over which one of their.
I love Carlos Santana.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, rambled. Squirrel.
Well, I remember, speaking of Carlos Santana, I remember buying. I bought the Woodstock album. There was like a double album, if I'm not mistaken, of the entire Woodstock concert, which was probably one of the greatest albums I think is out there. At least in my day, it was.
Could you hear Mike Bonacorso in the background going, "Yeah"?
Actually, you got to see him half naked sliding in the mud. It was pretty exciting.
Yeah, a younger Mike Bonacorso.
Everybody was at Woodstock. Even those people that weren't there were there.
I actually have. It's again, my brain is so full of this stuff. It's going to blow your mind. I really need to sit down and talk to people. But I have a lapel pin from Woodstock. It's a little lapel pin from Woodstock, the old kind that didn't have the clasp. It just had the straight pin, and you went through. I have that.
Huh.
And a Nixon Agnew pin too.
Wow. I didn't think you'd be a collector of old things like that, MJ. Surprising. I learn something new every day.
Again, it goes back to the DJ collection stuff, the music, the stuff that everybody was making fun of me the other night for having dolls. It isn't the things aren't all dolls that I have. They're pins and collectibles and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like all my Disney stuff. It's not toys.
I have a collectible Disney Mickey Mouse with headphones DJing.
Yeah.
See, now that would be cool. That would be cool. But my second album, which was, now this one would be more apropos, or the one that I would listen to probably the second most at that age or the younger years, was the when Dad bought the album, and he didn't buy it originally, it was a little later, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band.
Yeah.
And that was one that, of course, I purchased it from iTunes a couple of years back, probably 5 years ago, because we had, in our collection, When I'm 64, because that came with one of the, best of discs. But I wanted the whole thing, and it's just not the same when you don't have that album and it's playing, and basically it goes from the opening, they do their that opening set to introduce the show, and then it just rolls into the next song. It doesn't do the same thing when you're playing it off an iPod or an iPad. So,
well, there's something I think and I don't know, maybe MJ, you would agree with me, but I think, as much as we love the digital quality of music nowadays, there's just something about that sound of an LP coming off of a turntable with that little background of the little scratches and the little clicks. And I mean, it's just something about that will really take you back to a time. I don't know. I don't miss it, but I can remember that part. I mean, that's a standout from the music of today, that, as I said, it's all digital. It's so clean and pure, but there was just something about hearing it off of an album. Yeah. And you knew how much somebody listened to an album by how many of those scratches and distortions were in that sound. I really enjoy. And and it's funny, it kind of a little bit of off topic, but I was remembering you were talking about your dad buying an album. My dad was into, do you remember, you might be too young, he's already said he's old, so I'm sure he'll remember. Do you remember quadraphonic sound in your home?
Yes.
My dad went out and bought a quadraphonic sound system for our house. Now there was like 2 things that actually played back in quadraphonic sound, but we had quadraphonic sound in our house.
I had a guy explain to me what quadraphonic sound was, and he said it was nothing more than stereo sound that has depth to it.
Right. I mean, it really wasn't.
You think it's 4 sides coming to you, but it's 2. It's a stereo that's moving this way and doing this.
Yeah. And then shortly after quadraphonic sound came out, when the movie Tommy first opened, which was probably 1972, 73, somewhere in that general area, the producers came into the theaters and they put in quintaphonic sound. But the sound system itself was so flawed that it only worked for like a day, and then and they wouldn't. And it was funny because I was in the movie business in those days, and the sound techs, the RCA sound techs, would come in to work on the sound system, but the people that owned the not the copyright, that owned the trademark for quintaphonic sound would not give up the plans for it so they could actually see what the schematics, so they could fix it. So they actually tried to just piecemeal it to make it work. But another one of those sound things that came and went real quick.
Interesting. Kind of like it was like our generation is what our generation did with beta. Sony wouldn't let the information out enough to make it so it would actually catch on or actually work. And okay. Sorry.
To follow up what Ron said about do I like it or not, I'm the other end of the spectrum. Even though I'm a person who grew up in that era, I was happy. My happiest beginnings were when I started to be able to burn my own CDs, and I did no longer have to have full CDs. And then get to the point now where it's MP3s. I'm so happy. I don't want to own a physical anything. I don't need it cluttering up my life. And like John said, and this is the point where I was telling you earlier, John, that I wanted to make up about my friend mentioned that, back in the day, he used to look at the album cover and do all this. And you go, you can't do that anymore. Yes, you can. The same way that you listen to the song online.
Yeah.
It's all there and so much more than they could ever put on an album cover. So I don't think anybody's missing anything. They just are doing it differently. That's it.
Yeah,
we still intake it through our ears and our eyes. You can't change that until they do some. Well, it's like maybe that hearing cochlear implant or whatever that thing is. Maybe that doesn't quite the same thing, but it's still the same. It's just different, and people don't like change. But I'm one of those people, and I guess it's part of I'm blessed to, as I age, I still embrace it and love it. And I'm waiting for more things to change in the future. On the Rewind Report tomorrow, I'm talking about the fact that the next version of Virtual DJ 8 is now, they have teamed up with Shazam to the point where you can use your Shazam account to get songs, play them, stream them, and you can get suggestions from other DJs' playlists. If you go, I'm playing this song, what should I play? It will suggest back. And that's the technology where it's going. And I embrace it. Bring it on.
Yeah.
So I'm the other end. And I did, like I said, my first album that was, besides the C is for Cookie, it was Elvis's greatest hits. And I still have it. I told you would laugh at that. But
Elvis who?
Yeah. Pre Michael Jackson and now Justin Timberlake. Everybody's saying, and I agree 100% with this, that Justin Timberlake is the Michael Jackson of this generation, and Michael Jackson was the Elvis of the last generation, and Elvis was the Frank Sinatra of the previous generation, and so.
It's funny.
I'm full of just nothingness.
It's funny. We were at Christmas shopping the other day, and it's astounding to me all the Elvis Presley paraphernalia that's still for sale.
Mm-hmm.
They shelves filled with all sorts of Elvis stuff, but you don't see it filled with Michael Jackson stuff or Justin Bieber stuff.
Yeah, for some reason his appeal has transcended generations, and it's an interesting study, and it could be a topic for another night. But it's interesting how when I first went down to Vegas back in the 90s, there was much more of an Elvis feel to Vegas, I felt, and now you don't get it there as much, but yet it seems like it's more mainstream.
Yeah, well, they're trying to bring it back now at the Westgate because that was his home hotel when it was the Hilton. So they put it in this museum, and you can pay now to go see his suite that he stayed in, and they have a museum and all that stuff. Wow. So they're trying to bring it back
to recapture.
Yeah. From what I understood, and I'm trying to do chats here too to answer people's questions. They were trying to make it family friendly for one thing. That's what they wanted, to bring more people into Vegas, family friendly. But I just heard today, and I cannot believe this. You know how they have the themed hotels in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
They are building, and I'm not kidding. I'm from Pittsburgh. They're building a Pittsburgh themed casino in Las Vegas.
A what?
Pittsburgh themed casino in Vegas. All the different things that have to do with our city, our Carson Street, our food, our different areas. They're doing a casino, just like, you go to another one that's themed. It's going to be a Pittsburgh themed casino.
Interesting. I get no offense, MJ, but I was in Pittsburgh for a convention, and it looked like a very blue collar, hardworking, no nonsense town. As we came from the airport, went to the hotel, and as you came back, you didn't see the big glitzy, like Vegas-y things, or even, we didn't go through the right areas, I'm sure, but it just didn't look like something you.
What year were you there?
It would have been, goodness gracious, how many years ago was that? 8 years ago?
That's about the time we start changing, because right now there's a ridiculous amount of movies that are being shot in this city right now. We are like you would look through Hollywood, and I guarantee you probably 50% of the movies you see in Hollywood are being shot here now.
I'll be darned.
So a lot of this has changed. We have Google has a headquarters here. There's a lot of businesses like that. I forget which, somebody just told me we got another one that just came in, big name like that, is now headquartered out of Pittsburgh. So
interesting.
It's changing. But anyways, it's just the fact that Vegas is changing. And also, what was it that, the headliners for the Pittsburgh one, 2 Pittsburgh bands, Donnie Iris, which he did that song. What was it? Wasn't Love Is Like a Rock? It's from like in the 80s. And then,
okay.
And then another band, the Clarks is Pittsburgh. And then the other one is the guy that did Vitamin L back in the 80s. Anyways, you'd know it when you hear it. But they're going to be headliners there, which I think is stupid. But anyways, I'm not going to bug on that anymore. Enough Pittsburgh talk.
But now, since we're talking Vegas,
I'm so sorry. I am just going off the deep. See, this is why we were talking in the chat room earlier about Skittles. This is my problem tonight, right here.
Yeah, they brought it up, and you just went there, didn't you?
They said only the green ones, and I'm not segregating them. They're all going together.
Chilly. Pittsburgh is the Hollywood of the East.
Look it up. We are. But anyways, where do we get off albums?
I'm and Company. It says I'm watching you now, MJ, John, and Company.
You are. I suppose the names aren't showing up on.
Well, John and I are people. You're a corporation at this point.
Yeah, I guess.
You're the boss.
So as long as we're talking Vegas.
So we reintroduced myself. Go ahead. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, as long as we're talking Vegas, let's kind of jump into that, because we've got Well, for MJ and I, we've got NAMM coming up here in January, and then after that, our next big show is going to be in March in Vegas with Mobile Beat, Las Vegas, which we are going to be giving away a pass for that a little bit later. But with this year's show, Ron, you're going to be involved in a training opportunity down there. Kind of give us a little rundown of what you'll be doing.
Yeah, I'm doing the Audio Amazing Love Story Workshop on full day on Sunday the 13th and a half a day on Monday the 14th. This is an approved workshop by Mobile Beat, so I'm not like, they're good with it. And actually, there's going to be a number of different workshops, but I would hope that people would take the opportunity to come and see mine. This is my version of a love story. This is the way that I've been doing love stories for about the past 15 years or so. And what I do is I incorporate the bride and groom's voices into the love story. So it's audio enhanced. So it's similar to, think of it as a True Hollywood Stories, only without the video. So you do have voices, you have soundtrack behind it. It's a lot of fun. And it's gained me great praise. So I'm ready to share it with others. I did this workshop for the first time last March and sold it out, and I'm hoping to do the same thing at Mobile Beat in March.
Yeah, yep.
I think that's kind of neat as you're talking about that. For a lot of club DJs like myself, you have to be a song producer now to become famous, because everybody's to be a producer. But on the wedding side, like you're doing, you're producing a show. It's way beyond just being an MC now.
Yeah, and it's funny because for the most part, especially like in a sales consult, I don't even bring up music unless the bride and groom bring up music. It's the last thing it has nothing to do with my music or my gear. It's all about the experience itself. So this is just one way of being able to create an experience that people will remember. It's also a great way of just the process of building to the love story. In order to do this love story, the beginning of the process is a very lengthy interview with the bride and groom, not only finding out about how they met, how they came to be, all the way through their proposal and who said I love you first, when was the first kiss, when did the topic of marriage come up. But throughout all of this, you're also learning what their likes, their dislikes are, what they share in common, so that after this interview and as you start getting into the design meeting, it makes it easier for you to offer them ideas that are going to be specific to the two of them, rather than just shotgunning ideas that everybody does at every wedding reception. So this is a great way of setting up the client experience, which is something that I'm a firm believer in, is creating an extraordinary client experience, because that's what clients are going to remember and they're going to rave about and they're going to pay more for, is that experience.
Very much so.
So again, this workshop is coming up. If you want to know more about it, it's real easy to find it. You can go to ronruth.com. That's Ron Ruth, RUTH.com/workshops, and it'll take you right to the website. And we've got it set up so it's in 3 very simple payment plans. There's like $300 to reserve your seat, and then another $300 will be due, I believe it's around the end of January, and then the final payment based on the number of attendees will be due about 30 days prior to the workshop in March. So I'd love to have people go to the website and check it out.
And
or email questions, or
sure,
post questions on your chat, and I will answer those for you as well.
Yeah, exactly. You guys can put questions down below. Right now they're doing live chat, but for those of you watching later, you can put questions down below, and we'll make sure Ron gets those. But I think that's one of the cool things that has evolved in the DJ industry from where the conventions when we started. Is when we first started, you came in and it was the seminars, and it was this large room with, at that time when I was my first one, I had close to 1,000 people. And it was just basically a presenter up there, puking on us for an hour, puking information that wasn't really sinking in. Maybe if I didn't catch something, and I like these little more intimate settings. You get 15, 20 people, where if I have a question, I can ask the facilitator and say, hey, Ron, I'm not. This doesn't make sense. What? And you can address those immediately. And I think that's so valuable for people who are wanting to learn these skills.
Well, and it's more than just storytelling. You have to have a certain amount of technical expertise as well. We use Adobe for editing the audio and putting together the little clips so that you have those available for the love story itself. It's also learning an interviewing skill. How to actually interview people, which is something that has taken me a long time to be able to do. I'm really good with brides and grooms, but when it comes to other people now, it's still not my forte. I'm working on it, but I've gotten really good at how to interview a bride and groom, how to get them to relax and give me information that maybe that they would not have normally given anyone, just from the way a question is phrased or posed and how comfortable they feel in my presence.
Very cool. Very cool. And again, the dates on that, Ron, one more time, please.
It's going to be Sunday, March 13th, and Monday, a half day, the 14th. The 13th is a very long day. It'll be from like 8 in the morning to 6 o'clock in the evening. And then on Monday, it'll be from 8 in the morning until noon.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think the mobile beat kicks off right after that.
Kicks off at 12 o'clock. Or
Yep.
They have their first timers presentation that goes from 12 to 12:45 that day.
I always love going to that one because I feel like I'm so knowledgeable. I know where the bathrooms are. Yay, ask me.
Well, what's funny is that, and I don't want to, I'm sitting here, I'm plugging my workshop, and I really would love to have everybody come. But it's funny, I was talking to somebody else the other day, and I said, think back 10 years ago, there were no workshops.
Right.
I mean, there was nothing. I mean, I think Mark Farrell had a workshop going at that time. Maybe, I'm not really sure that he did.
Yeah.
But at Mobile Beat this year, you're going to be able to take in Mike Walter and Joe Bunn. They're doing their DJ PhD. Randy Bartlett's going to be there doing his mic technique, I believe, a workshop. I'm trying to think of some of the others. Mitch Taylor, I think, has got a workshop that's going to be taking place. So, I mean, there are so many educational opportunities available to DJs now, and maybe the audio Amazing Love Story is not for you, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't maybe take Randy's workshop and learn microphone skills if that's what you really need work on, or if that's something that you should be doing. Or if sales is your weakness, then take Mitch's workshop.
For sure.
I mean, it's incredible the amount of content that's available out there. All you have to do is just go find it and go do it.
Yeah.
Make the investment.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Worth it.
That's really what I think the best way to look at it is that you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your tool as a performer, as a salesperson, what have you. And as any good investment, it will pay you back for years to come. So,
well, and the workshops I just mentioned, those are just a few that are available anywhere. I mean, you got, what is it? Bill Herman and Jason Jones, our entertainment experience. You've got Peter Mary and Liz doing. Yeah. Liz Daly. I started to say Liz Taylor. I knew that one, right? Although she kind of looks like Liz Taylor. You've got the professional process, the grand entrance workshop. I mean, it's phenomenal to me how many workshops and opportunities for DJs to be able to learn something new and grow and build and grow their business.
Yeah. Just
find your strength and go with it.
And you can meet guys like Ron, John, and myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. These are things that we go to.
That's why they want to go, right?
But you really want to come. Having said all that, this. Can you see that?
No,
I just messed it up.
You messed it up, man. It was there.
Whoops, hang on. See, having plugged everybody. Okay, wait a minute. Pull it down. This is what I really would like you to come see. But all the other stuff that wasn't nice. All the other workshops are just as valuable as mine. And as I said, pick the one that works best for you.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing is just finding, and at different years you need different things at different stages of your career, and that's something you just need to make a good decision. And if you have questions, there's a lot of us who have participated in these seminars or we know the people who are doing these or have heard components of it, and we certainly direct you in the right direction. So
yeah, Michael, and since I know Michael, since I now know Michael is old, we're going to come up with a workshop of how to stay erect behind a console as you get older.
I don't have that problem. That's again, I think it's all part of. I don't have that problem. I dance all night. I move around. I jump. I act like an idiot. That's why people don't think
that Geritol man has a kick, doesn't it?
yeah.
Wow.
Thanks for that one.
No Geritol in my life.
Yeah.
You can ask Michael Chilson's on the chat right now. Michael Chilson is like half my age, and him and I go bicycling together, mountain biking. Ask him if you don't believe me. Bring it on.
Well, it's funny because I see Michael Durham is on here, but I know his dad, who's like 110, Patrick, he still DJs. And,
there's a guy here in Pittsburgh that is kind of like one of my idols when it comes to DJs. He is 63 years old and still, and this is the important thing, not the fact that he's out there DJing, but that he still has a passion about it in every form you can imagine, vinyl, controllers, computers, everything. He still has a passion about it. And that, I think, is a rarity for someone who's done a lifetime of that, not to be jaded in this industry.
Yeah.
And just so Michael Durham.
Yeah, you need to address that.
Yeah. DJ Johnny Awesome is probably watching right now. I'm not really sure. He wants somebody to ask me about DJ Johnny Awesome. What can I tell you? He's awesome.
And he made, for those who don't know, DJ Johnny Awesome made an appearance at ARMS DJ, which is a DJ convention that happens in Greenville, Tennessee.
Yeah,
it's in Tennessee. Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah. So he made an appearance there, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was one of the most influential, motivational, beautiful moments of almost.
I wish I had video of it. He energized the house, and it was one of those learning moments that you're only going to get the in a lifetime. And by the way, Michael just posted that his dad Patrick will be 70 this year, and he's still. And the guy goes, I kid because I love him. Patrick knows. Patrick and I have an ongoing joke all the time. It's incredible to me that he still does the work that he does. And I mean, he's loved by all of his clients. So, Wow.
Kudos to him.
Yeah.
Well, we need to wrap things up, guys. Hit a little over our time, but we want to thank you for watching out there. If you have watched all the way through, tomorrow night,
Hold
MJ.
Sign up again, Michael.
I've put it away.
Yeah,
I've retired the sign. We'll
have to pull it out some other night when Ron's on with us. Tomorrow night, there we go. Tomorrow night we'll be doing Top Hits USA. That's again at 9:00 Eastern. If you guys have got some time, pop in right here. It'll be at the discjockeynews.com/live. I'll be changing that link tomorrow morning, so you guys can check out. Well, probably tomorrow about noonish. I'll change it, so it'll be for tomorrow night's show. Otherwise, guys, any final words?
It's been fun, and I want to win. We didn't talk about the 13th night, the car that you're giving away.
Shh.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about that.
Yeah, not supposed to talk about the car.
Okay.
I don't know about this stuff here. What car are you talking about?
Oh, great stuff, guys. Well, thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for watching tonight. And we'll be back tomorrow night at 9:00. Page 6. Yeah, page 6. And also, the December Disc Jockey News is online. You can go to discjockeynews.com, click the e-edition, and you can go read page 6, and you will learn all about...
What page are you on, Michael?
7, I think. Okay. Usually I'm on 7. I don't know about this.
I think you guys were about in that area. We had to move some things around this week because of space and such. But anyway,
I'm just happy I'm not in the obituary.
So you go to page 6, and then you read that, and then you turn the page and go to page 7, and you're good to go.
See, now you guys have got it figured out. That's great. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Have a good evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night at 9:00 Eastern. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
The Disc Jockey News 12 Days of Christmas are sponsored by Projectorgram, Top Hitch USA, Eternal Lighting, Omni Systems, Chavez DJ, ADJ, Prime Cuts, DJ Event Planner, Denon DJ, Promo Only, Blizzard Lighting, and Electro Voice.